Hi, this is John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Today, I was a guest on Ric Drasin's show. Man, Rick is a lot of fun. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen me before on his show, but Rick has been a YouTuber for a long time. He's had a great show. He's from the golden era of bodybuilding. He's a bodybuilder and a professional wrestler from back in the day. And his perspective is quite unique. So today I had the opportunity of meeting with him and being on his show, but we kind of turned the tables around today. And I was being the interviewer and he was the interviewee. So we had a little bit of fun with it, and you'll see as you watch it, there were a few moments there that, a couple stories came out, a couple jokes came out that were edgy at best. Let's just say edgy at best. So I'm putting it up anyway. Y'all can see it and give a follow. Go and see, Rick's channel as well. Subscribe to his channel over at Ric Drasin. All right, when you get the chance. And that's it. Enjoy the interview.
Okay.
These are gonna be spontaneous now.
How good I am with that.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to Rick's Corner. I've got John Hart back. I just got back from lunch and I had a good high protein meal of lox, cream cheese, and a bagel.
Oh wow.
It's a little fishy.
Yeah, it was.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it doesn't smell.
No, it's not bad at all. I'm only playing with you. I'm only playing with you.
I was telling somebody the other day I used to drink like 3 quarts of milk a day just to get big back in the day.
Right.
And then after quite a while, my mom said, "You got to stop doing this." She says, "My breasts are getting really sore." Oh boy, that's a good one.
That was a good one.
All right, so today we've got different subject matters, and John
Yeah.
came over and he has something he wants to do.
Yes.
He's got a whole list here,
No cheating. Right.
I think you wrote that out in Hebrew.
I wrote it down really quick. Okay.
So go ahead. What are you going to say?
So on the way here, of course, my usual, right? I come to do Rick's show, and I find myself at a local supermarket. I'll have my own lunch with me, or I'll get something from there extra. And I end up, he always asks me, well, what subject matter do you want to do this on? So, some moth or something.
They're mosquitoes.
Mosquito.
And I cannot get rid of them.
Oh, man. So this time I'm sitting there and I went, you know what? I have questions for you, man. I have questions for you. I know I'm the guest on your show today, but we're also shooting on my channel too at the same time. So,
okay.
And by the way, you can mention my channel too across the bottom of the screen, can't you?
Yes.
That would be great. Mr.
Yes.
America Hart. That would be great.
Yes.
My own YouTube channel as well. So listen, I have 5 questions for Rick today, and some of them I haven't seen on his show before. So some of them close to it we have. So I'm going to hit him right now with a few of them. He hasn't seen them yet. So hope you guys enjoy this. All right. So we know that you've been a training partner of Arnold's. We know you hung out in the golden era, worked out through the golden era, and all of that. Friends with a lot of bodybuilders at the time, okay? Mm-hmm. Give us your funniest Arnold story that we haven't heard from you yet.
Well, there's one, I don't know if I should bring it up, that one day he got in a fight with a guy in the gym, and I don't know why, and it was like 2 cats scratching each other.
What do you mean?
Neither one of them knew how to fight.
Oh.
It was a scratching match.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, it was like ridiculous, and so that ended, and that was the end of that one. The other one was, God, I don't know if I should say this, but I will.
Say it! Come on, man. You guys want to hear it. You're faithful.
He and I and Ken Waller were driving up Wilshire, and we're going to stop at Arnold's house to get a protein drink, and this girl's hitchhiking. So he said, let's give her a ride. I said, okay. So we pull over and pick her up. And we got to stop off at the apartment first. We go upstairs to his place, and she's sitting on the couch reading a magazine. And I went into the kitchen and made myself a protein drink, and Arnold and Ken come out of the bathroom or the bedroom naked, standing right in front of her with everything hanging out, and they said, like, so what do you think? And she looked at her and looked at them and looked at her, and then she got, oh my God, and she got up and ran out. I said, what are you guys thinking? Why would you even think of doing that? And they were laughing like mad. It was the last, I started laughing, I couldn't stop, I just, so then when they got their clothes on, we went out and did something. But that was really a funny situation because it came out of nowhere.
And it's a different time back then, too. I mean, today, people get in a lot of trouble these days.
It was in the 70s. In the 70s, you didn't get in trouble for anything. Steroids were legal. There was sex all over the beach. You know, whatever you wanted, you could have whenever you wanted.
Really?
And you just had to say, come home with me. That's it. Or let's go to your place. And I told the girl on the beach, as long as I have the face, you're always going to have the seat. I mean, it was so easy that...
You're rolling today, Rick. You're rolling.
I'm just saying how it is because people ask me about it.
Sure.
And my last girlfriend said, how many women have you been with? And I said, you don't even want to know. Because I lost count at 154.
Oh, wow.
My son and I went over it one day, and I started listing everybody. Not by name, but I knew by time, place, and the automobile I was driving. That's how I referenced it. It was really kind of funny. But down in Santa Monica, I mean, you're on the beach, and the women are laying around. One girl picked me up one day, and she says, why don't you come over tonight to see me? So I went over. She's over off of Fairfax. I go to her place, and she goes and she puts a panty, like one of those pantyhose stocking clips, you know?
Yeah.
Garter belts and a bra, and she starts dancing. And she's humping the doorway and everything else, and I thought she's trying to get me excited with this stupid little dance.
Right.
I said, well, we don't need the dance. We'll do our own dance. And so I grabbed her, and then afterwards I said, I got to go. She said, what do you mean? You're just going to hit and run? I said, no, I got to go home. And I start to go out the door, and she took a plate and threw it at me.
Oh, wow.
And I ducked and hit the door, and it crashed and broke, and I got in my car and left. Never saw her again. That's just one instance.
So there was a lot of stuff going on back then that was different.
The thing was, if you were a bodybuilder and you walked the beach, there weren't many bodybuilders around at all.
Oh.
A handful. So if a woman saw you on the beach in a bathing suit, they just
stood out.
Yeah, stood out, and you were already in, so to speak.
So to speak. So that leads me to our next question.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of women, who is your favorite female bodybuilder? Bikini, figure, doesn't matter what we're talking about.
Out of everybody?
Of all time. Who and why?
Corey Everson.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, number one, she's a friend of mine. She's the nicest lady in the world.
Yes.
She is always in great shape. She looks great on stage. She's beautiful. And when she fixes herself up, she looks even better, even though she doesn't have to fix herself up to look good. And she carries her body well with great posture. She trained hard. She presented herself well, and she had a lot of class, and everybody liked her.
I agree.
If I have to go one more down from that, I would say Rachel McLish.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I always liked her.
Yeah. Have you ever met Corey's sister, Camille?
Sure.
Yeah.
She was married to a friend of mine for a while.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
To me, she was very nice as well.
Very nice.
So, so bodybuilders of that day, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Vastly different than today.
Totally.
Now, did you hear that at the Olympia this year they announced women's bodybuilding is coming back?
And
I did a show on this.
I did hear that.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Coming back from where?
Next year. Somebody's put up 50 grand for first place, and so it's coming back for next year at the Mr. Olympia in 2020.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. I'm happy for them.
Well, maybe they'll turn things around a little bit, you know.
I sure hope so. I really do. So, you've been a bodybuilder for how many years now? I mean, we're speaking bodybuilding now.
Well, I think as long as you work out and you're training, I'm not training for anything, but training means you're training for something.
Yes.
Let me just explain this for a minute. Because people say, do you work out? Yes. Are you training for something? No. I was training for something years ago. I was training for wrestling, and I did some bodybuilding shows. But your lifestyle is bodybuilding because you're building your body, you're sculpting your body, and you're trying to stay in good shape. So you get to a point in your life at a certain age, like my age, where you don't care about building anymore and being big. You just want to stay hard.
Yes.
So I started doing this when I was 16.
So 60 years?
Well.
Almost. 59 years?
Yeah.
59. You just had a birthday.
I did.
75th birthday.
I have one every year.
Okay. Yes. But it was just recent, so you're 75 now, right?
But my birthdays seem to come around about once every 6 months.
Okay.
As you get older.
Yeah. Or it seems that way,
sure
right?
Does, yeah.
Time's speeding up for you. Okay, so 60 years almost, right? 59 years later.
Yeah.
If you could do it all over again, I know that you've been primarily a wrestler, an artist, and bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You had side jobs related to wrestling and bodybuilding in the form of commercial work, TV, movie work, right?
Yes.
If you could do it all over
and
again.
Musician.
And a musician, I apologize. And he plays his own music on all of his videos as well. If you could do it all over again, Rick, what would you choose to do and why?
I'd come back as a woman. So
you identify as a woman?
So I could have a different point of view. No, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd throw that out there. That reminds me of the movie I saw.
He's so on today since he got out of that car.
It reminds me of a movie I saw called Racing in the Rain about the dog. and the dog wanted to come back as a human if he died.
Oh, okay.
And Kevin Costner was the voice for the dog. It's a great movie.
All right.
And I don't want to tell you the end, but
no, don't.
The dog does come back, and it's after he dies, and it's amazing. So no, what was your question?
So my question is, what would you choose to do if you did not do all the things we just mentioned, from the bodybuilding to the wrestling to the artist to the music?
Well, what
would you choose to do, and why?
Well, I wouldn't listen to my mom because she wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Okay.
No matter what I did, oh, you'd make a great doctor, you'd make a great lawyer, you'd make a great this, you'd make a great that. I said, Mom, she had a lot of faith in me. There's nothing you can't do. I said, no, you're right, but I don't want to go to school forever to become a doctor.
Great mom.
And a lawyer, they're a dime a dozen. They're chasing ambulances all day long for $1. And so what I want to do is exactly what I did. And if I had to go back and do it all over again, I would do the same thing exactly how I did it.
Wow.
Because,
so nothing different. You wouldn't change a thing.
No, because everything I did had a great end result. And I was very positive about it, and I worked at it. Even training and working out, I mean, I got good results. I trained hard. I ate right. You know, wrestling was good for me. Bodybuilding was good for me. My artwork carried me a long, long way. My music got me all the way to Capitol Records at the deal. And so I'm just thinking, no, I don't know what I would have done. There's a thing I wrote once about the path in life, about choosing your path. You choose your path that you want, and you follow that path, and you don't stop at roadblocks, barriers, or anything. You just keep going and don't let anything stop you. Now, if you would have taken a different path that way, you don't know where you would have ended up.
That's right.
You'd have no clue.
That's right.
If I would have stayed in Bakersfield like the rest of my friends, instead of moving here at 20, I might have ended up at this, selling Chevys.
Right.
You know, getting married to 4 kids and being a miserable guy.
Right.
But I didn't. And I took the path here, and it worked out fine for me.
Wow, so that's an awesome answer, because I didn't anticipate you would say that, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, identifying as a woman, of course, that was a great answer.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what.
The other one was okay, too.
I believe this. I don't believe in a man's job and a woman's job. When I was married a couple of times, it wasn't beyond me to do the women's jobs around the house. If something needed to be cleaned or taken care of, I took care of it. Cleaning the shower, cleaning the toilets, vacuuming, cleaning floors. I wouldn't say, oh, my wife will do it. I did it.
Right.
Because my dad was that way.
That's nice.
And so I could see from their point of view that, I have a husband that's willing to do anything to help me out. It was a chauvinistic type of thing.
Right. Okay, well, look, good answers. Those are really good. So now I know you've helped out a lot of people. Online, you've helped them in person in the gym.
Yeah.
So if you were to take a beginner, you have a young man come up to you.
Yeah.
And he says, Rick, I'd like to put on some muscle.
Yes.
I need to put on some muscle. I'll do whatever it takes to put on some muscle. How many days a week? What type of routine? Go.
Well, I've just started doing that with a friend of mine. He's 26, 27.
He's a beginner.
Yes, and he's lean and thin, but he wants to put muscle on. So I made him a workout. I got him a bunch of supplements from Old School Labs at my expense. And I wanted him to start taking those and eating right, and he's already gained 10 pounds. And I check with him every day. We have lunch once a week, and I'm checking it out, and he's doing very, very well.
How many days?
He's training about 4 to 5 days a week.
4 to 5. So you gave him the option.
Yeah, 4 days a week is good because you need those rest days.
Right.
I go 7, which I'm stupid because I got nothing else to do. But I think that's okay for him. He needs that. He works really hard. He's an engineer, and he works really hard.
So he has a job. Does he have a family?
He's married, and he's got a couple of dogs. He's a full-time job, and he's extremely bright.
Don't call his kids dogs, man. That's not.
No,
nice.
he's got 2 dogs.
Oh, you mean really 2 dogs? Okay,
Yeah,
I got you. So tell me this: what type of routine is he on? What did you put him on? How did
Pretty
you
much
split it up?
basic stuff: chest with back and shoulders, and then legs and arms. And he's following it to a T.
So he's going chest and back, then legs and arms, and then the next day he comes back in and does.
Well, he'll do chest and back with shoulders.
Got it.
Next day, legs and arms. Take a day off, and then the next day, chest, back, and shoulders again.
Okay, so when he completes the cycle, he takes a day off,
right,
and then he does it again. And so in the course of a week, that makes sense.
And
it'll be 5 days.
I'm eating like 4 times a day, and taking amino acids and supplements and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Now, if you were to ask me what would I do to as far as training a young woman,
yes,
I'd send her to.
Hey, do you want John to be your personal trainer? Get your training and diet managed online by Mr. America himself. Go to MrAmericaHeart.com. It's in the link right here below in the video's description.